Hey folks, good late morning. How are y'all doing? It is Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021, and as part of today, on this sunny atmosphere, or outdoors, whatever word you want to use, I wanted to visit the Manasota Scrub Preserve. And I actually went here about a couple of weeks ago too. But I just wanted to see how much it changed within those couple of weeks. But as part of today's feature, I wanted to focus upon this guy, or should I say lady, right here. Some of you may already know what it is, but for those of you who don't, this is the Myrica cerifera, also known as the Southern Wax Myrtle. Now, another thing that may come to mind is it a Moaning Myrtle? No, I'm afraid not. Sorry, I had to make a Harry Potter reference because actually yesterday I watched Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So, yeah, just trying to watch those movies again, you know. It's fascinating watching them as you're a bit older. But back on the subject of the wax myrtle, these are indeed a native woody shrub found in Florida. So rest assured they're not invasive by any means. They actually do belong here. But the wax myrtle, as you can see, this one in particular is actually a bit more mature. This has probably been here for a few years. But they're distinguished by having a rather smooth bark, and it's a bit whitish, you could say. Kind of reminds me of the same texture as an American beech tree, you know, back up in my home state of Ohio. So that's how I like to do it, is compare it to something else that I'm already familiar with. So you may be wondering, like, why do they really call it wax myrtle in the first place? Well, let me clue you in. So another name that this shrub goes by is called Bayberry. Because, as you can see right here, we've got these little berries. Here we go, give me a second. Yeah, I mean, they're like really tiny. I mean, they're probably not even bigger than a 1/4 inch in diameter. So they're very, very small. But the reason that they really call it wax myrtle is the fact that the berries have been extracted from the shrub to actually create a form of, you know, candles and other various cosmetic products. But mostly it focused upon candles. Because actually when you feel the berries on your hands, they actually kind of do have a waxy texture. And thus, that's how the name really stuck. Now, with that being said too, their leaves kind of have a bit of a lance shape. And what's actually neat is if you crush the leaves, it actually can produce a rather sweet scent. Like, kind of reminds you of smelling sage, for example. That's something I can compare it to. So it's actually a rather pleasant smell to use in your home. Now in terms of like whether the berries are actually edible, I haven't really seen anything on that. So my, you know, professional guess or opinion is it's not edible, or you want to avoid it, because like I said, I haven't really seen much info that regards if it is edible. So usually my thing is, if you're not really sure, just leave it be. Or, to be on the funny side, it's only edible once. But yeah, generally, these are an excellent urban shrub as well. Given, like, they don't grow too big, and generally, once they reach their maturity, they don't really require any maintenance. Unless, of course, if you want it to be shaped a certain way. But generally, they are maintenance free. And yeah, I mean, they're a good urban tree. You know, especially along streets, or even it can be used for porches too. Not Porsche, porch. Big difference. So yeah, they are indeed an excellent shade shrub as well. But they are not a tree. Because in order for it to be a tree, it has to be much larger. You know, like for instance, to the left, we've got a live oak right here. I mean, just look how large its canopy is. You know, just how much surface area it covers. But then you got the wax myrtle that is way smaller. But yeah, they are indeed useful. And shoot, there was a point I wanted to mention. Yes, okay. So they are indeed evergreen as well. Even though they lose their leaves, there's constant regrowth. So it's very bound that you'll never see the wax myrtle completely free of leaves whatsoever. So that's something else to keep in mind. Hey, good morning. Now, with that being said too, this is actually a female. And that's why earlier I referred to it as a lady. Because as you can see, females oftentimes produce the fruits most of the time. So it's very bound to be that this is an angiosperm, which I can describe in a future video what that really means. But the point is, this is a female, but the males, they don't have those fruits. So in a sense, it is known to be dioecious, which is just a fancy term describing plants that have both genders. So, okay, I think that should about wrap up the video because I can see that I'm about 8 minutes. So, I feel I have reached my point. So, thank you guys for watching and enjoy your Wacky Wednesday. So, alright. Take care, folks, and Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks. See ya.